continued support. All right, so as you noticed by the title of the live stream here, yep, we're learning more information about Social Security, and they may have just been exposed a little bit with what was just revealed. So this is getting interesting more and more by the day, as you've heard me talk about recently in videos, in live streams. Well, I want to share with you exactly what is going on here because this look-in may be a little bit interesting, and this may explain a little bit about what's going on as far as what we've heard out of Social Security as of the last couple of years here, and this may draw some indication as to kind of the path going forward. So let's talk about it. Okay, so first off, where's all this coming from? Well, the department that you've heard me talk about way too many times over the last couple of weeks here, especially over just the last handful of days, which is Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. They've been rolling into programs like Medicare and Medicaid and CMS and Social Security, things like this as of recently. So that's why we're kind of getting into all of these details just as the last couple of days here. So that's where all this is coming from. But let me share with you what's going on and what was just exposed by this and what was brought up by Elon Musk. And again, he's the guy, obviously we all know who he is, the person who's heading up the Doge department, right, this new department. So I know I've been talking about this a lot lately, but here's the thing. They're just kind of rolling through these programs right now that we focus on here on the channel. So don't get me wrong, it's not going to last forever, but I mean, the whole like Doge looking into these different programs, but since they are right now, it's kind of a hot button issue at the moment because I know that all of you here in this community are pretty much enrolled in some of these low income or fixed income benefit programs, as well as Medicare, Medicaid, things like that, which by the way, more on that here in just a second. I've been getting a lot of questions lately. Okay, so anyway, what did we find? Well, over the weekend, Elon Musk made a post on X, formerly known as Twitter. We all know that, right? But basically what they're doing is they're kind of looking around at Social Security, which by the way, nope, they're not ending Social Security. They're not taking your checks. They're not ending SSI. They're not going to do anything like that. Okay, I just want to make that very clear. I've had a lot of questions coming in about that recently. And in live streams, I've had a lot of you reaching out saying, what's going on? Are they going to cancel it? No, they're not. Okay, so please don't worry about that. But anyway, over the weekend, Elon was basically, he wrote on X, he basically made a post and said, looks interesting here. And he's pointing out that there's the same Social Security number that's basically appearing multiple times within the Social Security database. That looks a little bit weird because it's kind of explaining that maybe double and triple and multiple payments are going out to the same beneficiary. Seems a little bit interesting, right? You would think so. Now, let me wrap this up here just a second here. Well, not wrap it up because there's actually a lot more to talk about. But what I mean by that is, let me kind of explain what how this kind of translates into some of the issues that are going on. Okay, the dreaded overpayment letter. Have you received one? I hope not, right? That is certainly a letter that none of us want to ever receive, but unfortunately they send out a couple million per year based on the recent numbers and things like that. But they send out these overpayment letters. Well, last year, remember, they changed the parameters of the overpayments. Do you remember that? Previously, the old rule, prior to the new rule that came in last year in 2024, but the old rule was if they overpaid you, they could garnish up to all of your benefit until they recovered whatever they overpaid somebody. So if somebody was receiving, say, $1,000 a month as their monthly benefit, and they were overpaid by 10 grand, I'm just making up numbers here for example purposes, by the way, they technically would have garnished all of their benefit check until that $10,000 was paid back. So literally 10 months worth of payments. Not a good thing, right? Well, then last year they changed the rule on that as far as how much they could garnish. They could garnish 10% or $10, whatever is greater. Okay, so that was what they changed the rule to the garnishments on back payments. So that honestly, super nice compared to it used to be 100%. Now, the new rule, based on, again, last year, is either 10% or that $10. Don't get me wrong. We don't want anything to be garnished from us, but that's what the new rule is, and it's way better than 100%. Okay, but anyway, as of now, still, they have over $23 billion in outstanding overpayments to beneficiaries that are outstanding. What does that mean? It means that they're trying to get that money back from beneficiaries. Now, does that mean they're going to get all of it back? No, not even close. Because here's the thing. When somebody's overpaid, there's multiple different reasons why you could be waived. That money could, not be paid back just for a variety of reasons. I mean, there's a bunch of ways that you could get that waived. But in general, they do get some of it back. In fact, last 2024 fiscal year, they clawed back about $4.9 billion out, of what was outstanding. It's a small number, But at the end of the day, it's still money from beneficiaries that's coming back to the Social Security Administration that they said, whoops, overpaid people. Okay, but how could this possibly be happening? Well, based on what Elon and the Doge team unveiled here just the other day, and again, what Elon talked about there on that X post is that basically they're finding the same Social Security number popping up multiple times throughout the Social Security database. Okay, well, they're suspecting that if that's the case, then maybe this is where these multiple payments are going out to people and people are getting multiple checks. Now, is that the same case for everybody? No, it's definitely not the case for everybody, but that's what they're suspecting behind this. Now, they just kind of cracked into this the other day and they're kind of still poking around and looking. Now, what are they really doing? I don't really know. I don't know if anybody really knows what's going on in there, but I do know one thing. They're not taking your benefits. They're not taking your checks. They're not canceling the program. They're just kind of looking around, okay? Well, if you watch the live stream that I had, when was that? Was that yesterday or the day before? I'm not sure when it was. Could have been yesterday, could have been the day before. I'm not sure when it was. But I was out in a separate live. It wasn't yesterday. It was 2 days ago, I think it was. Okay. But anyway, I had a live stream a couple days ago, and I was talking about this new recording system. Okay, so basically what they're going to do is implement in the federal payment system, because that's kind of what they're looking at now, right? It processes over $5 trillion worth of payments every year, including $1.3 plus trillion in Social Security payments to all beneficiaries. Well, what they want to do now, and again, I talked about this the other day, just to be 100% fair with you, is that they want to implement basically this recording system. They're going to add a code to all outbound government payments, and basically there needs to be some kind of remarks in like the comment section on those payments. So basically, if they were to go through and review any of these outstanding payments, these outbound payments from this federal payment system, then they would know, okay, this one went to whatever John Smith as a Social Security retirement benefit check, or whatever the comments are there. And then basically what this does is it allows them to easily and quickly kind of surveil what's going on and what these payments are going out to. Okay, so a little bit of interesting situation here. So we could, I'm not saying that this is a good thing what they're doing. It is what it is. All I'm saying is that maybe there could be a silver lining to this. What that could possibly be, and again, I don't know if this is a good thing or not. I'm simply saying is that, first off, we don't want to get an overpayment letter. Unfortunately, about 2 million people get overpayments letter every single year, most of which are SSDI and SSI beneficiaries. Not a good thing. But one thing about these overpayment letters is that if they were to go in here and find that the same Social Security number is popping up multiple times and potentially multiple payments are being issued for the same person, those could potentially be coming to an end, as in the overpayments, okay? Not your monthly benefit checks. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the overpayments. So could this possibly be a fix to the overpayment situation that we're having? Because how are they overpaying people by $23 billion plus? How do they have that much money outstanding? How is that still a thing, right? So that's kind of the situation. Now, do you remember I think it was about a month ago, it was about in mid-January, not quite a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago-ish or so, it was all over in the headlines. They clawed back, what was it, $31 million that were sent out to deceased people. Literally, real thing, look it up, okay? They sent out all this money, and they realized, yeah, that shouldn't have gone out, and then they get that money back. So it was like $31 million. It was a lot of money. They just went out, and it shouldn't have been issued, and they got that money back. So there was actually, technically more than that, but that's just what they got back out of that. So a lot of things are being exposed right now. And again, is it good or bad? I don't know. Take your pick, right? At what point do we say, like, okay, enough is enough here to leave it alone? Or do we feel like this is maybe a good thing because they're fixing up the program, finding the leaks in the boat, patching those leaks up, and then ultimately this would be a better thing for the beneficiary and the program as a whole, and push out insolvency of Social Security? Again, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I don't really know yet. It's still way too early to see this, but it is interesting that they're going through these programs kind of with a fine-tooth comb, and they're looking at these things, and they're finding all kinds of issues. So I don't know. Again, I don't want to sit here and say it's good or bad. All I'm saying is that they're finding a lot of money that, should technically maybe be not going to certain people, or, going out in the form of payments that are, who knows? As I've said so many times recently in videos and in live streams, who knows what's going to happen? I know it sounds weird, and I know I say that all the time recently, but it's the truth. Realistically, who knows? Because it's just things are happening so fast right now. The landscape is changing rapidly. They're doing all kinds of different things. I couldn't tell you what's going to pop up tomorrow. It's kind of weird to see all this, right? So anyway, quick side note. I want to throw this out there. I alluded to this earlier. I just want to say this really fast. So recently in my videos, you've seen that phone number popping up on your screen, right? For Medicare help. You wouldn't believe how many questions I've been getting on this. I mean, seriously, tons of you reaching out. Now, here's the really cool part about this. I connected with my guys over at Chapter Medicare today, and we were talking about some different details. And by the way, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you have called that phone number. Thanks for checking in. I mean, seriously, you're doing yourself a huge, huge favor, which, by the way, they have found a lot of really good plans for many of you here in the community, saving a lot of money. I mean, boatloads of money. It's like super awesome to see that savings. But here's one thing that I want to point out really quickly. They revealed this number to me, okay? So by the way, they did not share any personal information. They can't for privacy reasons, and I don't want that. That's not my business, right? But here's what I did learn, is that 39 of you that did call, they confirmed with you as they went through your situation and found, they said you are already on the perfect plan. Out of the hundreds of people that called, they said 39 people, we could not find a better plan for them. But a whole bunch that we did talk to, we could find much better plans for them. So, well, my point is that that's really encouraging to see. It's still a very small percentage of total beneficiaries and total people that have called and that are actually on the right plan. But that's honestly rare. For somebody to actually be on the right Medicare supplement, the Medicare Advantage plan, the Medicare Part D plan, whatever it happens to be on the right plan is honestly pretty rare. There's a lot of people out there that are on the very, very wrong plan. In fact, according to the statistics, about 90% of seniors are on the wrong plan when it comes to your Medicare supplement, Medicare Advantage, whatever it happens to be. That's a bad thing, right? So anyway, for all of you, hundreds of you that have been calling that number, connecting with the guys over there, looking at your situation, finding the best plan for you, and saving all kinds of money, getting you better coverages, the providers, the prescribers you want to see, the doctors you want to see that are in your networks, things like that, getting the prescription coverages you want and need, as well as your personal preferences, all that stuff like that. They've been finding some awesome, awesome things. That is just really encouraging to see, which, by the way, down below in the description or the top of the comment section, or even in the chat box, I think there might be a comment there from me with a phone number, the website. You can go there, and just they're saving so many of you here in this community so much money. It is awesome. Which, by the way, hey, if you're watching this, if you are one of those hundreds of people that have reached out and connected with them, and if you got a better plan, if you would like, just, it's not required, if you would like, if you want to send me an email and tell me a little bit of details. I mean, I'm not going to share your name. I mean, maybe I'll say like your initials or something, but just for privacy reasons. But if you want to share that, say like, hey, they found me this plan and I'm saving X dollars per month, or whatever you want to share, I will highlight that in a future video. I'll give you a shout out and I'll share that with the community. So if you want that, feel free to send me an email. My email is blindintro@gmail.com. Again, blindintro@gmail.com. I know that's a super weird email. I made it years ago when I was doing a project here on the channel, when I used to talk about blind stuff, blind related content, years and years ago. So that's what that email's from. But yeah, feel free to send me a little testimonial if you want. If you did connect with them and they got you an awesome, sweet plan and saving you all kinds of money and, whatever you want, and I'll feature that in a future video. And again, I'll keep your personal details private. So again, email blind, B-L-I-N-D, intro, I-N-T-R-O, @gmail.com. Send it there and I will feature you in an upcoming video. Super awesome. So again, thank you to all of you. Okay, so anyway, sorry, I just want to throw that out there really quick. I've seen so many questions popping up and some really encouraging stuff as well. Again, I want to help you save money. Now, here's the thing. Let me throw this out there. Let me digress. Is that the word? Digress? Digress. Yeah. Sorry. Sometimes it's like, am I pronouncing that correctly? Anyway, let me digress for just a second here. There's a lot of things we can do right now. Okay. Number one, increase income. We always want to increase income. Okay. But is that very realistic for a fixed income beneficiary receiving Social Security, retirement, SSDI, survivors, SSI, spousal benefit, VA benefits? Is increasing your income on a fixed income benefit all that realistic for a lot of people? Honestly, it's not really all that realistic, right? So there's a couple of different things we can do. We can increase income, we can cut expenses, or we can, do whatever we possibly can to make sure that our finances are working as efficiently as we possibly can. One way we can do that is by cutting overhead and or otherwise known as expenses, right? So if you can't increase your income, the other option is cut your expenses. Well, do we want to eat less? No. Do we want to make our house ice cold this time of year because we don't want to turn the heat up? Probably not, right? So what's the other option? If you could find a better plan, a better healthcare plan with a lower premium and better coverages, things like that, that's a great option. Cutting expenses, right? Anyway, just want to throw that out there really quickly. Okay, so anyway, that's what's going on here. This is what they found with the Doge team, with Social Security and, the duplicate, you could say the duplicate Social Security numbers showing up within the system, possibly leading toward the overpayments that are rolling out. Tens of billions of dollars in overpayments. We've seen this. Technically, that is your money. It is your money to be put into the trust fund, but yet they're sending it out. Who knows where it's going? Who knows if they're ever going to get it back? And at the end of the day, it's your money. It's your money as a beneficiary. So if it's going out to all these different sources, they don't know where it is, who's getting it, and if they'll ever get it back, it's not a good thing, right? So yeah, interesting situation. So who knows what they're going to find tomorrow? I have no clue what they're going to find yet again tomorrow, but we'll see. They're kind of tinkering around with these systems right now. So, all right, I'm going to jump into the chat here, and I can answer any questions that you have for me. Let me know what you want. I can answer it for you. I will do my best. I will do my best to get to as many comments as I possibly can. Let me know what I can do for you, okay? I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. It's my dedication. It's my promise. I've been doing this for years, so again, I'm not going to deviate from that. All right. It's going to take me a second, by the way, to get into the chat box. I will do my best to get here quickly. It'll take a second here. Yep. Okay, here we are. Pulling up the chat. It's going to be a second here. Thank you. I appreciate your time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Bob Johnson, they will find corruption in all of these organizations. That's kind of what they're finding so far. Yeah, a lot of waste. And again, I want to throw this out there really fast as well. You might be thinking, oh, why are they doing this? Who cares? It's just the government's money. It's the government's money because they're being a steward of our money. It's actually our money. It's our money. It's your money. It's my money. It's everybody's money. It's all of ours collectively. It's okay. It's no more someone else's money than it is yours. It's yours just as much as everybody else's. It's our money, and the government is just being a steward of that money. Are they being the best steward of that money? I don't know. Take your pick based on what we're finding here and how much they're sending out to all these weird places, and that's literally being stolen from us. It's crazy. Like hundreds of billions of dollars a year that are literally being stolen from us. It's crazy, and that's your money. It's our money that's being taken from us like that. So I don't know. Yeah. Shell Balestra. Hey, Shell. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Yeah, Denise M. Hello, Denise M. Nice to see you as always. Hope you're doing well, Denise. Thank you. Is it Nisi Short? Hey, if I'm saying that incorrectly, I apologize. But hey, Nisi Short, I see you there. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you as well. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yep. At last, satisfied patriot. Hey, nice to see you again. Again, Illinois, right? Just had to throw that out there because, yeah, that's awesome. Nice. Mike Johnson checking in from Washington. I see Shell Balestra there, the door greeter. I like it. Short, Shell Balestra greeting everybody in the chat. I like it. Thank you, Shell. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you as well, Shell. Thank you for the nice messages. Yeah, Susan Ryan checking in, waving her hands all around. Thanks, Susan Ryan. Appreciate you as well. Yep, Kelly Carroll says, thanks, appreciate the information you share with us. Thank you, Kelly Carroll. I appreciate you as well. Thank you. Yeah, Bob Johnson, I see you there as well. Thanks again. Really appreciate it, Bob Johnson. Yes, Gamilio Santano. Again, if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, I apologize. I'm so sorry about that. But yes, Gamilio Santano, you're saying SSI, are they good? Are we good with SSI? Are they going to change the program? Are we okay for now? You're good. Gamilio Santano, you're good. Don't worry about your SSI, okay? I know there's a lot of information floating around saying SSI is going away. It's not going away. Don't worry about your SSI, okay? I assure you, you're good with SSI, okay? I see the headlines. I see the other information out there. I'm right there with you. I see it. My point is, I'm going to give it to you straight every single time. I'm going to bring you honest, accurate, reliable, transparent information in these videos every single day. I'm not going to deviate from that. And I hope that helps you kind of rest assured you're good with your SSI. Yep. Yeah, Pamela K Design. I see your message there with all the waving hands and everything. Thank you, Pamela K Design. I appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. Joseph Sievert, yeah, Joseph Sievert, exactly. Quoting some information out of the previous acting commissioner of Social Security, Martin O'Malley. Yep, late last year as well. Yeah, Joseph Sievert, thank you. That's great information. Yeah, Denise M again. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. Yeah, at last satisfied patriot again. Thank you. Appreciate your support. Thanks for watching. Yeah, James Small, is that what it is? Yeah, James Small is basically saying they might also find that they haven't been paying people and that they actually owe people as well. That's the big question. If they were to find that, that's the big trivia question of the night, which is if they were to find that, would they do the right thing and pay those beneficiaries, or would they just pretend like, no, don't know anything about it, right? The ethical thing to do would be, shore up your finances with the beneficiary, as in, make sure that those payments are going out to the people that actually have those payments coming due to them. Yeah, Karen S. Rainsville, is that what it is? Yeah, she said you would know if you're being double paid because you would see the money coming to your account. True. That's the thing. Yeah, you would know. But the big question is, okay, would it be two separate payments? Would it be one payment that's actually doubled? So let's just say that somebody's supposed to get, I'm just going to give a round number here. They're supposed to get $1,000 a month, but rather they're getting $2,000 a month. Is it bundled together as one payment, or is it two payments? What is it there? And then the other question would be too is, if somebody's getting double paid, are they really going to call Social Security and be like, hey, I got two checks today. Do you want to take one back? You know what I mean? So I don't know. That would take, it would take a phone call. It would, you would certainly have to call about that. If that were the case, if somebody really was, or would they say, hey, I got a double payment. Awesome. Right? So that's another question as well. Yep. Yeah, Margaret, exactly, exactly. Okay. So this is a situation as well. And again, Margaret, I agree with you. Yes. So Margaret is saying as well that there could be the same Social Security number entered in multiple different times, but yet only one payment is going out. That's the case too as well, right? Now, here's the other thing as well. This is not all that common. It happened a lot more back in the day, many, many years ago. It doesn't happen as much now. But in some instances, people can have multiple Social Security numbers. I know it sounds super weird, like, nah, it can't happen. It actually can, right? So it's not very common now at all. But back in the day with old databases and stuff like that, it could be a thing. So that could be explaining a little bit of this as well. And it makes you wonder as well, when was the last time all of this data was updated? Right? I mean, realistically, when did it go through a major, major refresh? Right? I think all of us know from years ago when we were dealing with the stimulus check drama, all that stuff back then, a couple years ago, we all know how that worked. It was a mess, right? I mean, they were dealing with very, very outdated technology. It was a mad situation. And then we had this whole situation where people weren't getting money. It was a mess. And then we had all these people coming out suggesting, we've got to put all this billions of dollars into to update the computers and all the systems and stuff like that. So they're dealing with very outdated technology and equipment. Is it Philip Montana? Yeah. Phyllis Montana. Yeah, Phyllis Montana. Yep, exactly. I see your message there. Not like a huge fan of them tinkering around with this. Yeah. Uh, that's okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying there about that. Thank you, Phyllis. Yeah, Road Dog, Road Dog. Yeah, love it. Thanks, Road Dog. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Yes, at last satisfied patriot. Yes, if there's any change, it should be to deposit more money. Agreed. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Here's the thing that I want to say too as well. Okay, let's just say that they find, I don't know, I'm just going to make up a number. Let's just say that they find, I don't know, $10 billion worth of like, whoops, payments that are going out every single month or whatever, a huge amount of money. Let's just say that they find those and think, this isn't supposed to be happening. And it frees up $10 billion worth of money that's going out on a monthly basis that shouldn't be. Okay, well, that'd be pretty awesome, right? Now, one thing I want to say as well, which is, how much do you think, just going off on a limb here, I'm just saying, let's just run some real quick mental math here. How much do you think the $200 per month raise to beneficiaries would be? Now, as of right now, nope, it's not happening right now. But what I'm saying is just, what do you think that would cost? Well, if there's 72.5 million beneficiaries, and if they were to give it to everybody, a $200 per month raise would cost $15 billion a month. Okay, well, let's just say that through all of this effort that they're finding here, they were able to find, say, just $10 billion worth of payments on a monthly basis that are going out that shouldn't be. Okay, well, guess what? They've got, what is that, 66% of basically that $200 per month raise covered if they were to do that. There you go, right? That's one of the major downfalls of this $200 per month raise that they've talked about for so many years, which is, who's going to pay for it? What's the pay for? How are you going to do it? Well, if they're finding all this money that's going out that shouldn't be, and they're making the program more efficient, I don't know, maybe they're going to scrape together a few billion a month. If that's the case, it could be very helpful, right? Just distribute it more to the lower income beneficiaries. I don't know, just a little idea, just saying, right? Yeah, Charlie Thomas, I see you there. Thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well. Thanks, Charlie. Dinny Sam, hello again. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Pam, I see you there, Pam. Yeah, exactly. Good message. I see that. Thank you, Pam. Yeah. Yeah, Terry. Terry, interesting. You said that you heard that they were making payments to someone that was 150 years old and that they were and somebody was cashing those payments or, taking those payments. Yeah. That happens. I can't tell you how many times I see articles and different, information that's coming up and saying, I don't know, just, brothers in Montana. I don't know, just make up the state. I was just going to make up a state, for example, but they'll say something like brothers, getting Social Security checks for their deceased parents for 25 years or something like that. It's some crazy number. And now they owe hundreds of thousands of dollars to Social Security. It's like, are you kidding me, guys? Do you really think you weren't going to get busted? Yeah, it's just a matter of time when it comes down to that. But those are just the ones that they're finding. They're going to find a whole lot more. Yep. And again, make a big deal about that. Why? Because it's your money. It really is your money. The money in Social Security, the trust fund that they have, the 2.7 plus trillion dollars that's in the trust fund, it's yours. They're just holding it until they give it to you. That's all it is. It's literally a savings account, and every single month they make some withdrawals out of the savings account that goes into your account as deposits. Literally the same thing, right? Your money that you paid in. And like I said earlier, are they being a good steward of your money? It's your money. So I don't know. That's the big question. I don't know if someone's going to be, have a fiduciary responsibility of your money. Do you want them to be looking after it? I don't know, like a good steward of that money or not? Yeah. Yep. Yep. I see people sharing their ages and how much they get per month and things like that. That's up to you. That's your discretion. I'm definitely not asking for that information. You certainly do not need to share how much you're getting and your ages and stuff like that. I mean, I wouldn't encourage it, but yeah. Gamilio Santano again. I see you there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to go back down to the bottom of the chat here and we will talk about it. Yes, by the way, I did mention earlier as well, for those of you that have been reaching out to my buddies over at Chapter Medicare with that phone number that you've seen popping up on this on the videos lately. Again, I connected with them today, kind of had a little review of what's going on. Awesome stuff. Hundreds and hundreds of you have called to check in on your Medicare plans and get better plans. A bunch of you getting much, much better plans and coverages. It is so amazing to see that. I've seen some awesome, awesome comments coming in on that. Really, really encouraging. And again, I said this earlier, if you're just joining now, if you do happen to connect with them, by the way, the phone number is not on the screen right now because this is a live stream, but down below in the description or the top of the comment section and in the chat box of this live stream right here, I have the phone number and the website there. If you connect with them and you get yourself a really awesome new plan and you save a boatload of money, if you want to send me a testimonial, as in just send me an email if you want, I will not share your personal name, but I may say like your initials or something like that, just to kind of give you a shout out, or maybe just like your first name or something like that. But if you send me that information, as in just say like, hey, I got this new plan, I'm saving all this money, better coverages, whatever you want, I will give you a shout out and I will feature you in an upcoming video. And so everybody else can see like you're saving a ton of money. That's so, so cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So again, send me an email. My email is blindintro@gmail.com. Again, blindintro@gmail.com. I know, super weird, but that's just what it is. It's really my email, by the way. It is. Yeah. What was that? Yeah, Charlene Reynolds, I see you there. Yes, very good question. Yes, thank you, Charlene Reynolds. I really appreciate that. Is it Guapo Tiger? Guapo? I could be saying that wrong. I apologize. Guapo Guapo Tiger, I think it is. I'm sure that means something that is like everybody knows that I just don't know. I'm sorry if I don't know what that means, but I think that's what your name is here. You're saying, when is the president going to eliminate taxes on Social Security? Really, really good question. This was actually brought up last week. Yes, last week. It was brought up last week in this whole discussion on the new tax bill as well. Okay, so they want to eliminate federal taxes on tips. They want to eliminate federal taxes on overtime, and they want to eliminate federal taxes on Social Security. That was brought up last week as well. When could it possibly be implemented? Good question. We don't have a timeline yet, but it is certainly being discussed right now. So let's keep an eye on that. And again, I will keep an eye on that for you, and I will keep you posted on that. But quick side note, Social Security brings in about $50 billion a year in taxation of Social Security benefits. That's double taxation to seniors on your Social Security benefits. So it's not the money that comes in through payroll taxes. That's not what we're talking about. It's about the money that goes out to beneficiaries and then comes right back in the form of taxation on the benefit. So that is what people call the double taxation on Social Security. So yeah, let's keep an eye on that. It may be coming here in this tax bill that's coming, which, by the way, they're going to talking about it this week. $2.5 trillion price tag on that sucker. So let me keep you posted on that. Yes, Guapo Target. Sorry, why can't I say that? Guapo Tiger. I almost said it wrong again. Sorry. Thank you. Appreciate the question. Lane, I'm not sure what your last name is there. I apologize, but Lane, you're asking, is the maximum SNAP benefit going to be ending? Not that I've heard of. No, I have not heard of that. I mean, maybe it's out there somewhere. I have not heard of that. SNAP benefits, food stamps, EBT, food assistance, that's on my radar of what I look at every single day. I have not seen anything about a a cut or anything like that to the maximum SNAP benefit. I have seen talk about potentially chopping up the SNAP program and possibly reducing how much money is being spent there, but I have not seen anything about the maximum benefit being brought down. Okay, I hope that helps. But again, I will keep you posted. I do bring SNAP videos here on the channel as well. Not every day, but probably maybe like 1 or 2 a week ish. As we do get updates, kind of around there. But I do talk about it as I get more updates and more information on that. So stay tuned. I'll keep you posted. Heather McLean. Hey, Heather McLean, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a rough situation that's going on. I hope you are doing well. Yeah, I know it's really rough. I know that does not help whatsoever for me to sit here and say, oh, I hope you're doing well. I'm sure you hear that all the time. But my point is, Heather, I'm right here for you, just doing what I can, keep you informed of what's going on. I'll continue to watch everything, and as I get information on anything going on right now, programs, money, benefits, stimulus, anything like that, expansion to benefits, raises, increases, anything, of course, I'll bring it to your attention immediately. So, Heather, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Yeah, Betty's saying I only get $596 a month to live on. That's really rough right there. Yeah, exactly. That's tough. That's really tough. That's like practically impossible, right? I think you know that. Yeah, wow. Thank you, by the way, Betty. Thank you, Betty, for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah, Doris, I see your message there as well. Yeah, exactly, right? Thanks, Doris. Um, to Bistus. Sorry, I know I'm saying that name wrong. I apologize about that. But yeah, you're saying I'm not going to share how much my benefit is, but it's just a little under poverty line. Exactly, right? And the poverty line continues to go up every year. Yeah, it's a rough situation. Okay, Ruth, yeah, I see your message there. That's very interesting. Okay, very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I see the message there about Social Security. They don't bring enough in to actually pay out to the beneficiaries. Yeah, that's true. So right now, the amount of money that Social Security brings in through Social Security payroll taxes and taxation of benefits and interest on the money in the trust fund is less than what they pay out to beneficiaries. So yes, that is true. That's why the trust fund is depleting slowly, right? Yeah, that's the case. That's why they're talking about that. And the insolvency meaning the date in which the trust fund is completely dry or it's depleted, right? The savings account, the figurative savings account, that's just we look at it like in our personal lives, it's a savings account. When it comes to Social Security, it's called a trust fund. Same thing, right? It's effectively the same thing. But anyway, that's what they're saying is the whole insolvency issue, which is in like 7, 8, 9, 10 years, maybe. It depends on which models you look at. We're going to be insolvent. In other words, the 2.7 plus trillion dollars that's in the trust fund will be completely depleted, as in the savings account will be empty. And the only money they can pay out at that time is the money that's coming in through payroll taxes, and then they push it right out the door again. But that's why benefits would have to be cut by 21, 23-ish%. Depends on the reports again that you look at. The ranges are all over the place. 17, 21, 23. I've seen as high as 33%. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Pam, interesting. You're saying that you said that there's 6.5 million people that are being paid who are 112 years old. I don't know. That'd be a lot of people. Yeah. Zena, you're asking about the 2.5% cola. Are you asking about the cola for next year, like 2026, or are you asking about the cola for this year, which was 2.5%? Do I think it's going to be higher, or do I like agree with that? I'm not sure what your question is, but first off, the 2.5% cola, I've been referring to it as the pathetic 2.5% cola. So I think that reveals my opinion on that, right? Yeah, the 2.5% cola, don't get me wrong, grateful for it. Nice. Yep, it's helpful a little bit. But honestly, we know better than that, right? We know better that the prices were way higher than that. This past year, we just know that inflation was more than that, but that's just what we got stuck with. So yeah, I feel like there should be a much better way that they calculate these colas. I've expressed that before in other videos. Yeah, I even have my own little plan, my own little proposal that I've introduced in previous videos as far as what I think they should do with the colas that I think would be a much better plan. It certainly would not be a fix forever, but I think it'd be a better situation and a better approach for the beneficiary. Julie and our baby girl Bella loves to help animals. Is that your name? That's maybe the longest name I've ever seen on here. I like it. That's really cool. I'm going to read that again. Julie and our baby girl Bella loves to help animals. That's the name. I love it. That's really cool. Okay. Hi. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. And thanks for the name. I like that. That's a very clever and a very long name, too. It's not bad. Just saying. It's pretty cool. Thank you for checking in. Like it. Yeah, Kenny Hutchins, thanks for all you do. Yeah, you're welcome, Kenny Hutchins. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you as well. I know you've been around a while. Thank you, Kenny. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Yep, Pamela K Design. Thank you as well. Nice to see you as always. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Charlene Reynolds, you said, Matt, can you please answer this? I can. I haven't seen the question yet. I apologize. Yeah, I'm still scrolling up a little bit here. Charlene, sorry. This name again. Two BS tis. Two bis tis. That's what I'm saying the name is. I don't know. I know I'm saying that wrong. I apologize. Two bis tis. Two bis tis. I'm trying to figure out, like, what does that mean? Okay. Anyway, yes, you're saying about the $200 per month raise. Again, that's not what this video is all about. I alluded to that a little while ago, so I'm going to take a minute here and talk about it. But yes, I agree with you. You said only give the $200 per month raise to those people under the federal poverty line. 100%. Actually, here's a better idea. Well, okay, I'm not saying your idea is bad. All I'm saying is this much. If, put a caveat around it, right? Equal to or above the federal poverty line with the $200 raise, then raise them up to at least the federal poverty line, right? So let's just say, for example, somebody's getting $800 a month, okay? Okay, let's add a $200 raise on that. Now we're at $1,000. Guess what? Still below the federal poverty line. Now add another $304 on top of that. Why 304? Because the federal poverty line right now on a monthly basis is $1,304 a month, or what is the new number? $15,650. Yeah. So, okay. So that's what my caveat would be to that is, yep, $200, everybody under the federal poverty line. But even if the $200 does not raise them up to it, equal to or better than, then they get, a subsequent raise to their benefit to bring them at least at parity with the federal poverty line. I mean, that's what I would say, right? Would that not be a huge political win? Let's just be real for a second, right? How would that look for a politician if they came in and said something like that? Hey, I got a great idea. Why don't we lift about, 20 million seniors and people with disabilities out of poverty immediately? And all the people raise their head and say, what? How do we do that? Well, super easy. You raise SSI benefits to a minimum of the federal poverty line that lifts about 8 million people out of poverty. And then you go across the board with Social Security, retirement, SSDI, whatever it happens to be, any benefit sub the federal poverty line, as in below the federal poverty line, gets raised up to the federal poverty line. Bingo. Not that hard to figure out, right? Between all of that, it'd be just under 20 million people, roughly, give or take a little bit, right? So I don't know. Seems like a pretty easy case to win there. A pretty easy argument to put on them. Who would really argue against that? Nah, we're not gonna vote for lifting grandma out of poverty. Nah, no, that guy over there with a disability. Nah, we're not gonna lift him out of poverty. Are you kidding me? Who would say no to that, right? I don't know. That's what I've said before in other videos. Who would really, in their right mind, vote against or say no to that? I don't know, right? You just got to reframe the things a little bit, right? You could say, oh, we could lift some retirees out of poverty. That sounds compelling, but I like to say, if your parents were here, if these were your parents, retired parents, retirees, seniors, right? Grandpa and grandma, mom and dad, if these were your parents, would you want to see them living this way? I think all of us could relate to that and think, no, I don't want to see my parents living like that. That's awful, right? And then we'd all say, jump on board, right? It's giving me the chills talking about it because that's how emotional people get when it comes to that. You got to change the framing. Don't just call them seniors, call them mom and dad, call them grandpa and grandma, and all of a sudden you think, hey, I'm on board with this. I'm sold. Let's do this, right? So I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you could approach it, but I've said that before in other videos. It's not that hard. Just reframe it a little bit and the whole perspective changes. That's my opinion anyway. Again, doesn't mean I'm always right. I'm definitely not always right. All I'm saying is that that's just my opinion. That's how I would approach things. Yep. Ken, funny. Ken, somehow we talk about eggs in every live stream. I don't know how. But Ken is saying, how about the eggs? Yeah, eggs are crazy. In fact, I don't know, right before I started this live stream, my wife was like looking on her phone or something. Corey, many of you know her. And she's like, guess how much eggs are? And I was like, I don't know, like $4 a dozen? And she's like, no, $7.99. I was like, okay, we don't need eggs. Yep, we're good. We don't need eggs. We're fine. Yeah, that's crazy. Is it Edney? Edney Moody? Edney Moody, thank you. Really appreciate you as well. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, hope you're having a nice day. Thank you so much for being here. All as well. Thank you. Charlene Reynolds, I see a bunch of hands waving around. I haven't seen your question quite. Still looking, Charlene Reynolds. Two Bistis. Yeah, again, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I apologize. Two Bistis. Yeah, how many dead people and are getting Social Security and SNAP? Sorry, that just sounds like an awful way to say that. I'd have to look up the exact number of actual people, but I don't know. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. It just sounds like, kind of a weird way to say that. Sorry. I could have reframed that a little bit easier or better. Yeah. Okay. Charlene Reynolds, I think I see your question now. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really understanding the question, but you're talking about something about tracking the Social Security number and track that Social Security number wherever you go. Yeah, I don't know how that's possible. I guess I'm not really sure what the question is where, but what do you mean, like everywhere you go? I mean, anytime that you enter your Social Security number somewhere, I mean, by the way, that is not like a number that should go everywhere. It's a very private number. Please don't share it with anybody. By the way, I've seen it in the chat box. I've seen it in the comment section, things like that. Over the years, I've seen it. If I see it, I'm going to delete it because that shouldn't be out there in the public domain. But anyway, anytime you go somewhere, like if you apply for a loan or you open a bank account or you open a credit card, or I don't know, I'm just making up just examples here. But anytime that the Social Security number is used, I mean, it's being tracked everywhere. I mean, anytime that Social Security number is entered in somewhere, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's being tracked, right? It's showing up on your credit reports, banks, and they're seeing it, right? Yeah. So I don't know if that answers your question or not, but yeah. Ken, I see you there. Looking for some shout outs. Thanks, Ken. Hope to see, nice to see you. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you. Thanks, Ken. Lane asking about food stamps, EBT, SNAP benefits. Is it going to end? No, I have not seen anything about this program ending. I have seen maybe they want to, shore that program up a little bit. Again, let's just keep an eye on it. I haven't seen anything too definitive yet, so I'm not really going to get worried or anything about it yet at all. But no, program's not going away. Nice. Yes. At last, satisfied patriot. Talking about working on a farm and things like that. That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah. You learn a lot doing that, don't you? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Denise M, Shell Balestra. Exactly. I see your messages there. Yeah, exactly. Charlene Reynolds. Yeah. Yeah, Charlene Reynolds. How could it how could it be? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you're talking about how could they, when you use the same social security number, when you move, you have to go to the social security office and tell them you moved and prove that you're a resident, things like that. Yeah, I mean, they have record of all that and they can clearly see that. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just being real with you. Who knows what Doge is going to find as they continue to dig into this further? But that's just what they're finding. That's just kind of like the preliminary information that they have as of right now. Is that Social Security numbers are showing up multiple different times across the database, and that they're suspecting this is how Social Security numbers and multiple duplicate payments are going out. This is just what the suspicion is now. Okay, yeah. Yeah, D. Bennett. Hello, D. Bennett. Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you. Yeah, D. Bennett leaving a very nice message there. Thank you. Okay, so if you're just joining live right now, obviously this is a live stream going through the chat box, things like that, but maybe like the first 10, 15 minutes or so of this video, I talked through all the content that's consistent with the title of this live stream. Because if you're jumping on now, you're thinking, this has nothing to do with the title. I don't know what you're talking about right now. This makes no sense. Right now, you're right, it doesn't. But I did talk about the actual content that's consistent with the title in the first like 10, 12, 15 minutes of this video. I'd say check that out, okay? But yeah, check that out there, and we should probably wrap this up here. I'm not sure how long we've been on here at this point, but I know that I didn't have like a ton of battery in my camera, so I'm not sure like if this thing's gonna like turn off on me. We should probably leave it at that. Plus, it's getting a little bit long, so let's just leave it at that. I can jump on another live stream tomorrow if you want. No problem whatsoever. I have no problem doing that. I can keep coming back every single day, but it's been interesting. The last week or so has been super interesting. A lot of updates coming out here, and I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. We just got to watch and see and what's going on. And of course, I'll continue to keep you posted with all the information. Again, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you've not done so. Subscribe around somewhere. Also, again, if you want to check out my guys over there at Chapter Medicare, again, they will go through your situation. They will find you the best Medicare supplement, Medicare Advantage, which, by the way, Medicare Advantage open enrollment is still right now for a few more weeks, and then it's going to slam that door shut, and then you're locked in. Not a good situation, right? So if you're in the initial enrollment period into Medicare, as in you're enrolling because you're getting close to your 65th birthday, you can call them there and they will help you with your best supplement plan. Medicare Advantage, you can change your Medicare Advantage plan now for a few more weeks here until open enrollment ends. So check them out as well. Check them out. They'll save you a whole bunch of money, or they'll tell you, hey, you've got a great plan already. You might want to keep it. They'll find you a much better option, better coverage, better prescribers, doctors you want to see, and saving a bunch of people a lot of money. Really cool stuff. So again, phone numbers down below in the description at the top of the comment section. Otherwise, down in the chat, the phone number should be there as well. Check that out. Otherwise, I've had it in my videos as of recently. I've had a banner, on the videos with the phone number there. Great guys. They're saving a ton of you here in this community a lot of money. It's super awesome to see that. And keep those comments coming in. I'd love to see that, how much money you're saving. Super awesome, very encouraging. Anyway, please have a nice night. Let me know what I can do for you. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Literally here all day, making videos, answering comments, whatever I can, doing research. I want to serve you in any way that I possibly can. I get it. It's a rough time out there. I totally understand. Just want to do what I can for you, okay? Anyway, please have a nice evening. Thank you so much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. And I will hope to see you again soon in the next live stream or video, for sure, tomorrow, okay? All right, so I'm going to do this. We're going to end this now. Which is this.
Are you sure you want to stop streaming?
Yes, okay. Cancel button. All right, have a good night.